Once upon a time, progress meant survival. Humans discovered fire, built tools, learned to farm, and shaped the world around them. Every invention made life a little easier, a little safer. Growth was natural. It helped us live. But somewhere along the way, growth stopped being a means to live better and became the goal itself. We began to believe that more was always better. More money, more success, more comfort. We built cities that touched the sky and economies that never slept. We called it progress, and anyone standing still was left behind. Yet beneath the shine of innovation and advancement, something subtle began to crack: our sense of contentment. The promise of progress had turned into a race no one could win. Hook, why do we always believe tomorrow must be better and bigger than today? In the modern world, capitalism became more than an economic system. It became a belief system. Think about it. It has its rituals, shopping, its sacred texts, market reports, its priests, CEOs, and influencers, and its promises of salvation, success, wealth, happiness. We're told that if we just work hard enough, hustle long enough, and consume the right products, we'll finally feel whole. But this faith has a dark side. It never tells us when we've done enough. There's no finish line, no moment of rest. Like a church that demands endless devotion, capitalism keeps us praying to the gods of productivity and profit. And the worst part? Many of us believe it's the only way to live. Is capitalism our new religion, with CEOs as its priests and money as its god? Imagine scrolling through your feed. Everyone seems to have more, better jobs, better homes, better lives. The moment you get something you once dreamed of, it already feels outdated. That's not an accident, it's design. The system runs on dissatisfaction. Every advertisement whispers the same message: you're not enough yet. But you could be, if you just buy this. Our brains fall for it because they're wired to chase reward. Dopamine, the chemical of desire, spikes when we want something, not when we have it. The moment we get it, the high fades and the cycle starts again. We've turned happiness into a moving target. And in chasing it, we've forgotten how to be still. Why do we feel emptier the more we have? We stand in a world more advanced than ever before, yet we're more anxious, lonely, and restless than any generation before us. We have more tools, more information, more wealth, but less meaning. Progress promised happiness. Instead, it delivered pressure. It told us to run faster, produce more, and compete harder, as if the human spirit could be measured in GDP. But maybe progress isn't about constant expansion. Maybe it's about depth, the kind of growth that doesn't show up on graphs, but happens quietly within us. Because if progress means losing our peace, what are we really progressing toward? What if the pursuit of progress is what's keeping us stuck? The illusion of progress has shaped everything: our work, our minds, even our relationships. In the next chapter, we'll look at what that illusion costs us, how the pursuit of endless growth leaves us drained, disconnected, and deeply human once again. There's a strange pride in being busy. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, proof that we're useful, valuable, productive. "I'm swamped" has become the modern way of saying, "I exist." From a young age, we're told that success means constant motion. We must optimize, upgrade, hustle. If we're not growing, we're falling behind. But behind the smiling faces and glowing screens lies a generation quietly falling apart. We've learned to measure our worth in output: how many hours we work, how many goals we achieve, how many zeros are in our bank account. But when the work stops, who are we then? The truth is, many of us don't know. Because in a world that worships productivity, stillness feels like sin. If you stop producing, would you still feel like you matter? We live in the most connected time in history, yet we've never been so alone. We scroll through endless photos of smiling faces, hear constant notifications, and mistake likes for love. But when the screens go dark, silence rushes in. Capitalism found a way to profit from that silence. It sells us companionship through apps, therapy through subscriptions, and validation through brands. Need a friend? There's a service for that. Need to feel seen? There's an algorithm waiting to flatter you. Even our emotions have become commodities. Our sadness fuels engagement. Our longing sells products. We are no longer people with needs. We are data points with desires. But what happens when every human connection has a price tag? When every act of care is filtered through profit? We end up surrounded by noise but starved for meaning. Because real connection can't be bought, and the economy knows it. Why are we lonelier than ever in the most connected era? Everywhere you look, someone is selling happiness. It's bottled in perfumes, packed into diets, hidden inside luxury cars. The message is always the same. Buy this and you'll finally feel whole. And for a moment, it works. A new phone, a new outfit, a promotion. Each gives us that brief rush of satisfaction. But it fades, and we chase the next thing. The treadmill never stops. The problem isn't that we want happiness. It's that we've been taught to look for it in things that can't provide it. We confuse excitement with joy, pleasure with peace, success with meaning. We've built a world where external success hides internal emptiness, where our bank accounts grow, but our spirits shrink. We've never been richer, so why are we so unhappy? Something deep inside us is breaking, and it's not just personal. Our exhaustion mirrors a planet pushed to its limits. Our loneliness reflects a culture disconnected from nature, community, and rest. The same system that burns out people also burns out the earth. We treat both as resources to be used, not living beings to be nurtured. And maybe that's the real cost of endless growth, not just what it takes from our wallets, but what it takes from our souls. The planet is tired, and so are we. We're living on borrowed time, extracting more from the earth than it can give back. Forests vanish, oceans choke on plastic, and the air grows heavy with the cost of our progress. We call it development, but it looks a lot like decay. Our addiction to growth has no off switch. The same hunger that drives companies to squeeze profit from every inch of the planet also drives us to squeeze productivity from every second of our day. Both are running on empty. Burnout isn't just a human condition, it's a planetary one. The Earth is mirroring our internal state, depleted, restless, stripped of balance. Maybe climate change isn't just an environmental crisis, but a reflection of our inner imbalance, our need to take more than we need, to expand without reflection. The planet is tired, and so are we. In the age of consumerism, identity has become a product. We no longer ask, "Who am I?" We ask, "What do I own?" Every purchase feels like a small act of self-definition. The phone we use, the clothes we wear, the coffee we drink. We curate ourselves like brands, hoping others will see us as successful, unique, or relevant. But the more we try to perfect that image, the further we drift from who we really are. Companies know this. They don't just sell products, they sell belonging, meaning, and even rebellion. Buy this, they whisper, and you'll finally become yourself. But how can something we buy ever replace something we must discover? When identity is shaped by consumption, it becomes fragile. One mistrend, one new model, and suddenly we're obsolete, even to ourselves. Who would you be without your possessions? The cycle of desire has trapped us, individually and collectively. We consume not because we need to, but because we've been taught that consumption equals identity, progress, and worth. But deep down, we know it's not working. We sense that this constant chase for success, attention, or material comfort is costing us something sacred. Our peace, our connection, our time. So the question isn't just how to fix the system, but how to step outside it. What would it look like to live in a world, or even a mind, that values enough over more? Because maybe real progress doesn't come from endless growth, but from rediscovering balance. If the system is broken, how do we step outside it? Long before social media and stock markets, ancient thinkers were already warning us about desire. The Stoics of ancient Greece believed that true freedom came not from owning more, but from wanting less. They practiced self-restraint and reflection, learning to find peace within instead of chasing it outside. We suffer, said Epictetus, not from the things themselves, but from our opinions about them. Meanwhile, in the East, Buddhist philosophy taught the same truth through different words, that craving is the root of suffering. The more we cling to possessions, status, or outcomes, the more we create our own misery. Happiness, they said, is found not in control, but in letting go. And among many indigenous cultures, there's an understanding that balance, not dominance, sustains life. The earth isn't a resource to exploit, but a relative to respect. These traditions remind us that contentment isn't about accumulation. It's about harmony. It's ironic, we look to technology for answers to modern anxiety, yet the cure might already be thousands of years old. What if ancient thinkers already solved modern anxiety? In a world obsessed with speed, slowing down has become a radical act. The slow living movement isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing what matters deeply. It's about cooking instead of ordering in, walking instead of scrolling, talking instead of texting. It's about reclaiming the moments that capitalism convinces us to trade for convenience. Minimalism follows the same philosophy. It's not about owning fewer things just for aesthetics. It's about owning things that serve your soul. It's choosing experiences over possessions and peace over prestige. Slowing down forces us to confront what we've been running from: our own thoughts, our own discontent, our own humanity. It asks us to measure life not by how much we've achieved, but by how present we are while living it. In this light, simplicity becomes a form of rebellion. To pause, to rest, to say no to endless growth, that's not weakness. It's power. Slowing down isn't laziness, it's rebellion. For centuries, wisdom traditions have whispered the same message. Enough is already here. But in a world designed to distract us, that truth is easy to forget. We don't need to abandon society to find balance, only to see it differently. The next step is personal. How can we live meaningfully inside a system built on more? How do we stop feeding what drains us and start nurturing what sustains us? In the next chapter, we turn inward, toward practical ways to rediscover purpose, peace, and meaning beyond the myth of endless growth. We've been taught that success means always reaching higher, the promotion, the recognition, the next goal. But the higher we climb, the less we seem to see. Somewhere along the way, success stopped being about meaning and started being about measurement. How much we earn, how busy we are, how many things we can show for our effort. But these numbers can't tell us who we are, only what we produce. Real success might be something quieter. It might be the ability to wake up without anxiety, to spend an afternoon without guilt, to create not for approval, but for joy. Imagine a world where your worth isn't defined by output, where doing less doesn't make you lazy, and resting doesn't make you weak. Because the truth is simple. Your existence was never meant to be a performance. What if your worth has nothing to do with your productivity? So, if not endless growth, what should we live for? Maybe it's connection to others, to the world, to ourselves. Maybe it's creating something meaningful, not because it sells, but because it heals. Maybe it's finding rhythm again in a world that's forgotten how to breathe. We can start small. Take time for silence. Practice gratitude for what already is. Build relationships that aren't transactional. Choose depth over expansion. These aren't acts of retreat, they're acts of resistance. Every moment you choose presence over productivity, compassion over competition, you weaken the system that feeds on your restlessness. When we stop trying to fill every moment, we make space for what truly matters: peace, love, purpose. When we stop chasing more, we finally discover enough. The lie of endless growth was never about abundance. It was about control. It told us that more would make us happy, when in truth, it only made us hungry. But growth without purpose breeds misery. It drains the soul, the planet, and the meaning from our lives. So maybe the real revolution isn't out there, it's within us. The decision to stop chasing and start living. The question isn't how to grow more, but how to grow wiser. We've come full circle. From the myth of progress to the burnout of modern life, from the restless hunger for more to the quiet wisdom of enough. If there's one truth this journey reveals, it's that the story of endless growth was never really about prosperity. It was about forgetting what truly matters. For centuries, we've been taught that progress means expansion. bigger cities, faster production, higher numbers. We believe that happiness lived on the other side of achievement, that if we could just keep growing, we'd finally arrive. But the finish line keeps moving. We keep running. And the faster we run, the emptier we feel. The truth is, growth without direction isn't progress, it's addiction. It consumes everything in its path, our time, our peace, even our planet. And like any addiction, it keeps us craving what we already have enough of. But here's the secret the system doesn't want you to know. You were never broken. You were never behind. You just got lost in a world that profits from your restlessness. When you stop measuring your worth in numbers, income, likes, productivity, something beautiful happens. Space opens up. You start noticing the small moments again, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the sound of laughter, the calm of a morning without rush. That's not failure. That's freedom. Maybe the real rebellion is learning to be content, to walk away from the noise, to choose quality over quantity, to define success not by how much you've gathered, but by how deeply you've lived. You don't need to abandon ambition, only to redefine it. Let ambition mean becoming wiser, not wealthier, kinder, not louder. Let growth mean the expansion of compassion, creativity, and awareness, not just profit. Because when the economy crashes, when the trends fade, when the race ends, what remains are the things that cannot be bought: peace, purpose, presence. The philosophers and sages knew this long before we did. They spoke of balance, the art of knowing when to stop, when to rest, when to say, this is enough. And perhaps that's what our modern world needs most. Not more innovation, but more stillness. Not another upgrade, but an understanding. We've spent so long trying to conquer the world that we forgot how to live in it. Now maybe it's time to start again, not as consumers, but as caretakers, not as competitors, but as creators. Because true progress isn't about having everything. It's about remembering that you already do. So, the next time the world tells you to move faster, buy more, achieve harder, pause. Take a breath. Listen. There's a quiet voice underneath all the noise, whispering the one thing capitalism can't sell you. You are already enough. And maybe that's the truest form of growth there is.